Book 4 The Book of Birth and Quest. Canto 4, The Quest, page 379. At first her path ran far through peopled tracts, admitted to the lion eye of states, and theatres of the loud act of man. Her carven chariot with its fretted wheels threaded through clamorous marts and sentinel towers, host-figured gates and high dream-sculptured fronts, and gardens hung in the sapphire of the skies, pillared assembly halls with armoured guards, small fanes where one calm image watched man's life, and temples hewn as if by exiled gods, to imitate their lost eternity, often from gilded dusk to argent dawn, where jewel lamps flickered on frescoed walls, and the stone lattice stared at moonlit boughs. Half conscious of the tardy listening night, dimly she glided between banks of sleep, at rest in the slumbering palaces of kings. Hamlet and village saw the fate wind pass, homes of a life bent to the soil it ploughs, for sustenance of its short and passing days, that, transient, keep their old repeated course, unchanging in the circle of a sky, which alters not above our mortal toil. Away from this thinking creature's burdened hours, to free and griefless spaces now she turned, not yet perturbed by human joys and fears. Here was the childhood of primeval earth. Here timeless musings large and glad and still, men had forborne as yet to fill with cares, imperial acres of the eternal sower, and wine-stirred grasslands winking in the sun, or mid-green musing of woods and rough broad hills, in the grove's murmurous bee-air humming wild, or past the long-lapsing voice of silver floods, like a swift hope journeying among its dreams, hastened the chariot of the golden bride. Book 4 The Book of Birth and Quest. Canto 4 The Quest, page 380. Out of the world's immense unhuman past, tracked memories and ageless remnants came, domains of light enfeoffed to antic calm, listened to the unaccustomed sound of hooves, and large immune entangled silences, absorbed her into emerald secrecy, and slow hushed wizard nets of fiery bloom, environed with their coloured snare her wheels. The strong importunate feet of time fell soft along these lonely ways, his Titan pace, forgotten and his stark and renous rounds. The inner ear that listens to solitude, leaning self-wrapped unboundedly could hear the rhythm of the intenser wordless thought that gathers in the silence behind life, and the low sweet inarticulate voice of earth, in the great passion of her sun-kissed trance, ascended with its yearning undertone, afar from the brute noise of clamorous needs. The quieted all-seeking mind could feel, at rest from its blind outwardness of will, the unwearied clasp of her mute patient love, and know for a soul the mother of our forms. This spirit stumbling in the fields of sense, this creature bruised in the mortar of the days, could find in her broad spaces of release. Not yet was a world all occupied by care. The bosom of our mother kept for us still her austere regions and her musing depths, her impersonal reaches lonely and inspired, and the mightinesses of her rapture haunts. News-lipped she nursed her symbol mysteries, and guarded for her pure-eyed sacraments the valley clefts between her breasts of joy, her mountain altars for the fires of dawn, and nuptial beaches where the ocean couched,